6 of the AIFF Futsal Championship for the 25 season. From our Group A encounter, we have Real LONA Football Club taking on Juggernaut FC. These two sides participating at the tournament for the first time are in good spirits at the moment, have to say. Juggernaut, true to their name, have been playing like a juggernaut at this tournament, crushing everything in there. And Real LONA, meanwhile, have just had a single game to their name and are searching for their first win. We are just minutes away from kickoff. I'd like to welcome you once again to Sri Manoj Sarkar Stadium in Jagatpur, Uttarakhand, the mountain state, as Real LONA Football Club take on Juggernaut FC in Group A in the match number 6. The edition of Futsal Club Championship, an excellent opportunity for ballers to display their skill, and here is how the starting five of Real LONA looks like. It's Judon Dominic D'Souza's man, Rizwan Ali the skipper in goal, Mohammad Hasnain in defense, and two-man midfield of Suhail Ali and Iftikhar Hussain alongside the lone forward Ashish Rana. They have goal scorers on bench. Mohammad Hussain starts on the bench now, but he will be certainly making his way into the lineup. And Hardeep Kumar Majirana doesn't make many changes to his lineup. Malhar Shah in goal, Janishnish Rana, and the skipper Aman Shah line up in defense. Shivam Yadav in midfield and Shibu Sunny, the man in golden touch, is leading the line. 8 goals to his name in 2 games. How many can he get today? Players making their way onto the court. A huge occasion this. Let me remind you, Group A is the only group with 5 teams. So teams get an extra game over their opponents. And the winners and runners will make it to the next round. So every game counts. Do not take it for granted. And Juggernaut, if we're honest, a win today would almost see them through to the quarterfinals. It is Real LONA Football Club taking on Juggernaut FC. The team in supreme form, scoring goals for fun, versus a team that barely got a point. Scoreline that resembled a football match, you have to say. Real LONA's debut at this tournament, but they will be certain to give a better account of themselves. But let me remind you, the task won't be any easier today. They need to be in top form and pack the defense with numbers to make sure that they don't get beaten too easily. The skipper, Aman Shah of Juggernaut, waiting for his counterpart. There you see the team picture of Real LONA. And Rizwan Ali is finally here to join the proceedings. The number 10, not regular number for a defender, but let me tell you about the match officials. It's Viho KK, the man with the whistle in the middle. Avignan Bose and Vishal Kumar will aid him from sidelines, and Divyesh Rajneesh Ule will be the timekeeper of the game. And let me remind you, in futsal, timekeeping is one of the main things that keeps everything going. Arinam Bhattacharya, the match commissioner. And myself, Pranav Venkatesh, bringing all the live action to your screens. This is how Group A looks like. Avuyemi Football Club from northeast of India, Real LONA, Triumph, Juggernaut paired with Minerva Academy. There is some winning heritage in this group. Minerva were the winners of the second edition of the tournament, but it will not count anymore because things are going very smoothly for Juggernaut as it stands. And we are underway. Attacking from left to right of your screen in white and blue are Real LONA FC. And attacking from right to left of your screen in all maroon are Juggernaut. Well, it is customary in a game of futsal. Get ready for fluidity. Fluidity is the real name of the game. The players do not stand still. No matter if you're a defender, no matter if you're a forward, you all do the same job. You defend together, you attack together. Trying to slip it through, the defender reads it enough. Iftikhar Hussain. Well, you can see the difference in physicality, the difference in height between both teams. Will it be a factor when we get going in crucial situations? Here is a break for Real LONA. A real good chance to open the scoring, but a very good tackle from Shivam Yadav. Leads a turnover for his side. Suhail Ali on the break, spreads it to his left. But they cannot get the shot away. Tries to get around the defender. Another fine challenge. Make sure that this Malhar Shah gets the ball. Captain Aman Shah presenting himself again on the left. Tries to take a pop from outside. Well, that is what we meant. The difference in physicality. Juggernaut players do have that edge when it comes to tackles and challenges. The little nudges, the outstretched legs able to snatch the ball off. Going long there. Well, certainly not a technique that would come to their aid, especially given how comfortable Juggernaut are defending those long balls. Shot from outside. A good attempt, encouraged by the coach Hardeep Kumar Majirana, asking his skipper Aman Shah to do the same. Let me remind you, it is the first goal that matters because it gives immense confidence, and that is a lovely move. Fine save by the goalkeeper, an outstretched arm keeps Janishin Rana out. That was a bombarding run from Janishin Rana. That'll be the first corner of the day. The referee is asking for it to be taken from the other side. Will not make a difference, but here he is. Rana now. Trying to escape from the defenders. Well, I believe he went for goal there. Rizwan Ali, the captain of Real LONA, was alert. Already making a good first save. Aman. Well, the previous one was a shot and this was not. It was just a hit and hope ball. Ashish Rana, the starting forward for Real LONA today. Here is Hasnain. Beats the defender for pace, tries to squeeze it through the legs of the goalkeeper, but Malhar reading it well and blocking that opportunity. Ashish hits the defender and the second attempt was a bit wavered. Well, that was a terrible attempt of a volley, wasn't it? Tried to give it the laces but ends up going through the shot instead of curling or wrapping his foot around it. Juggernaut not in a hurry. They're playing their game slowly. It is Real LONA on the breaks though. Trying to cushion it forward. That's a lovely flick behind, but Shivam Yadav will be forced to retreat. And this time, Aman's hopeful ball has a recipient on the end of it. Good footwork there from Janishin but he's unable to keep possession for his side. A loud burst of cheers for Real Lona winning the tackle there. Now that is some steal, but he cannot sort his feet in time. He has support on the right side, tries to squeeze his shot through. The captain on the break, puts on the afterburners, draws another fine save from Rizwan Ali. Well, he's in some form today, isn't he? Aman Shah driving forward with the ball from the back. Well, you can certainly understand number 10 is not a number you see for a defender. This guy starts at the back and is so comfortable with the ball at his feet. He just charges through tackles. Well, too much height on it, try to flick it behind. Well, when you ask me what's the toughest thing in futsal, I'd certainly tell those are the set pieces, because from corners, from free kicks, you need something very special to beat the barrage of men and the goalkeeper and squeeze the ball into the back of the net. And the second toughest thing I'd say are long balls, because on a football ground you have a plenty of space to cover and to run, but in futsal your accuracy has to be on top and the receiver has to be on your wavelength to make the run and cushion the ball perfectly. Shivam Yadav getting away from three men but only can find a back pass. Shibu Sani, the man in golden touch, has been doing link up play, but he will be looking for goals. He will want goals certainly. Possession stolen by Jenisin with a good interception, and he gets the call in his favor. Look at that lovely link-up play. He's trapping the ball perfectly, putting it on plate for his teammates. But we are yet to see Shibu Sani fire an attempt on goal, because he is the main man in this Juggernaut FC team. Some infringement, getting referee's attention. It will be a restart for Juggernaut. That is a quick throw, missed by the defender. The goalkeeper certainly came out and he needed to come out there. Aman just taking his eye off the ball for a minute, allowing Iftikhar to sneak in behind. Played towards the goal, but there was no harm in it. You can see certainly Real Lona are sitting very deep. We haven't seen them build out from the back yet, because the entire game they have been countering. It's Juggernaut doing the dictating of the game as of now. In the opening 5 minutes, a real chance to see how Real Lona fare in the build-up, but their response is play a long ball as they were unable to find spaces. Wins it, and Shivam's effort just a bit wide. That was a lovely flick on by Shibu. Well, from one end to the other, Rizwan Ali not nailing his throws. That was a better one, you have to say. Both the goalkeepers exchanging throws at the minute. Iftikhar trying to ball roll. Finds his teammate. But a lovely tackle from Shivam. Here is a chance for Shibu to run through. But he's met with excellent pressure from behind. Ashish Rana and Suhail Ali combining to rob him of possession. Shibu Sani a bit frustrated with the start. Not involved as much as he would have wanted. Well, that is what I was speaking about. The long balls. It'll take a lot of getting used to, these players hitting the balls into perfect spaces. More often than not, the ball is going out of bounds. Aman trying a different tactic this time. Couple of lovely challenges later. Shivam now on the ball. Here is Janish. Real LONA are at least keeping a compact shape. You have to admire that about them. Vedant, the substitute. Was that a rough tackle? It is a fair one, says the referee, and Real LONA can break. It's a 2-on-1 for the winger, and he couldn't get the right pass out there. Ashish Rana is complaining, is not happy with the call. Well, as we were speaking, we had one of our multiple substitutions that will take place throughout the day. It's a good chance to go for goal, but once again, Rizwan Ali is in the way. Shibusani substituted there. Vedant entering the field on his behalf. You wouldn't even realize that we have had substitutions taking place if you're new to this game, because we have rolling substitutions. Players can enter and exit, of course, when the ball is dead, and they just inform the referee a minute prior. Another turnover, going for goal from distance, a rash attempt, an ill-advised attempt, you have to say. The coach will not be happy with that. Shivam tries to swivel away from Mohammad Hasnain, demands a free kick, but he's not getting it. The skipper, Aman Shah, animated, and he is going forward to lead the press. Shows the positional fluidity of this team, of how good they are interchanging. Aman started in defense, but let me assure you, he will certainly spend a lot of time in attack because of the value he brings to this team. Real LONA scored only one goal in the previous encounter, courtesy of Mohammad Hussain. Is on the bench right now, looking for an opportunity. Shivam tries to cross it. That was a fine attempt, you have to say, because Aman was just an inch away from getting something on it and diverting it into the net. An intense start at the very least, but no goals. That is surprising, knowing Juggernaut are involved in this contest. They have scored 25 goals in their previous two games, averaging almost 6 goals a half. And we're almost midway through the first half, yet to see a goal. A lot of credit to Real LONA's defense as well, and especially Rizwan Ali, the goalkeeper, has been in top form today. Taken shot, and that is a shocking miss from Vedant Mutkehar. Well, I certainly thought that was in. Another aerial that easily goes the way of Juggernaut. Real LONA have to be creative than this because they are not getting the better of the opposition. Discrepancies over the restart. And it is a costly miss, as it results in change of hands of possession there. Very poor from Real LONA. The game awareness has to be there. Have to be in accordance with the referee. Janish dropping deep. Will be tempted to go for goal, but fires it to Vedant, who wins a corner of Ashish Rana. Kashif Hussain on for Real LONA as well. Shivam, tricky feed, goes down and wins a free kick. Perhaps that is outside the circle, but nonetheless a very good opportunity for Juggernaut to open the scoring. Hasnain leaves the field for Suhail Ali. Well, that is what futsal is all about. Quick feet, get your opponent to commit, and then swivel your direction swiftly. Janish standing on it. I'm pretty certain that he won't go for goal. He will have options, lace it, but the goalkeeper once again makes a fine, brilliant double save. Even the second attempt was sneaking into the goal from Shivam Yadav. Well, how about that for inspired goalkeeping? Simply in unbeatable form. It will take something special from Juggernaut to breach him. Meanwhile, down the other end, Malhar Shah is yet to produce a huge save instead of the usual sweeps. Rudra Chetri coming on for the captain Aman Shah, who has some trouble moving. Another shot, another save. A little spat between the teammates. They're just frustrated. Going for goal. Spilt now. Vedant goes for goal. Off balance, and that was never threatening the goalkeeper. Corner that was. Yet again, the ball in play just cleared in the last minute for a kick in. Sprays it along the ground. Rudra winning possession for his side yet again. Gives the ball away cheaply, but can only manage to concede a goal kick. Now look at how Juggernaut are crowding out Real Lona. They just cannot find a free man in the middle. Perhaps they're too focused at the back, leaving three players, that they have only one player forward. Yes, it is great to defend in numbers, but it is coming at the cost of your attacking efficiency, because there is only a single forward trying to do everything on his own or hold up until support arrives for him, and it is becoming too much as the players are robbing him of possession. Iftikhar Hussain getting special instructions from the coach. They have certainly identified the problem, trying to switch things up tactically and, of course, personal wise as well. Too many stoppages in play, not getting a continuity, the ball going out of bounds very regularly. Through the middle, and that should be 1-0. Spread to the right flank. I think he should have shot there. Shivam Yadav tried to be too unselfish. I don't think Rudra appreciated that pass. He was just making it as a decoy run. It was Shivam shot all day long. And they will use this opportunity to bring on their star forward Shibu Sani yet again. Has had a slow start, but perhaps a break might have refreshed him. Janish knocking it out of play. Giving the ball away straight from a kick in. They're trying to take it slow. The goalkeeper doesn't get there, and it is that man Shibu Sani. Cannot stop scoring. It took him some time to get going, but he will certainly get going. That's not a finish he'll miss. Look at the run. Sneaked in behind the defender and then just lobs it past the goalkeeper. That's a delicate finish. That was not about power. It was all about finesse. What a fantastic finish that was. That was coming all day long. Goal number 9 in just 2.5 matches. You have to say the clear contender for the Golden Boot at this tournament. What a start to life at the Futsal Club Championship is having. He was frustrated. You could certainly understand. in the opening few minutes, except some layoffs. He didn't get any chances. He was substituted, and then he came back on with a mission. And his celebration lets you know of how relieved he was. That could be a good break, but a solid tackle from Janish saves the day. And does it go against him? Is it a free kick for Real LONA? Yes, it is, says the referee, but well, I think he should have just played the advantage. He got the ball. That was a very fair tackle. Going for goal, perhaps took a deflection. Here is Shibu. He gets manhandled, wins a free kick. Mohammad Hasnain getting too cozy with the striker. And is that the breach number 2 for Real LONA? Well, the sin bin meter is quietly rising for them. Right on the edge of the circle. Shibu is currently inside the goal. Will certainly try to deviate the goalkeeper. Janish playing all the mind games in the book. Well, that was obvious, wasn't it? Shibu is just being called out of goal. He cannot do that to the goalkeeper from behind. A fiery exchange between both the player and the referee. And he certainly goes on to do that in the net right now again. Iftikhar keeping a keen eye on the runner at the far side. For some reason, this free kick feels pivotal. Can they make it 2? Taken shortly, and a lot of power on that shot. Too much height as well. Imagine the power that it had to be on the shot to loft it that high. Tries to skip down the wing. Kashif Hussain, the substitute, cannot keep the ball in play. Janish. It has been haphazard in the last few minutes. Very open-ended. Delightful chip. Aman keeps it alive. Shot from distance, takes a deflection perhaps. Rudra immediately apologizing to his teammates for that rash call. Suhail Ali going down with a problem. Clutching his shoulder, I believe. Perhaps took a hit. Well, how about that for height? Despite their attempts, they're unable to win the aerials. Shibusani gets dispossessed. It's a very good battle going on between the pair. Hasnain is often fouling Shibu, but the other thing is he's also winning a lot of challenges against the Man Mountain. Here they are. Real LONA Trying to create chances through some patient build-up play. It's just not happening for them. Aman driving forward, goes for goal. And the goalkeeper makes a regular save, but Rudra on the follow-up. Too eager to get it away. Got a bit of dissent amongst the players of Juggernaut. I think they're frustrated that they've only scored one goal in the first 10 minutes of the half. And I told you they average almost 6 goals per half. They've created opportunities. It was a matter of a very good goalkeeper in their path and some silly decisions in the final third as well. Lovely passing through the middle. And now Suhail Ali waits for support, slows down the move deliberately. Keeping the ball patiently. The long pass will certainly... Well, I thought it would be their undoing, but Real LONA fortunately keep the ball. Here is Hasnain. Moved into the attacking zones for the first time. Tried the 1-2, and now it is trouble at the back. It's 1 versus 2. And most certainly Shibu Sani just received it too wide for his liking. And it should be a tap-in, but a brilliant save. Could you believe it? Rizwan Ali is keeping his side in game single-handedly well. He had no right to save that. What a brilliant save that was. And in the process, I think he has injured himself. His arm, it's not looking good for the goalkeeper. That was a fantastic dive to prevent the ball from rolling over, and it looks like he hurt his elbow. It can get very nasty and real painful on the courts, on the boards. And is immediately going to the sidelines. They have a goalkeeper in their ranks, Abbas Ali, the number 20. Well, he is not considering the advice of leaving the field. I don't think that's best suited for him. Well, a few would call it being bold and brave and giving everything for your team. I think the referee is making it clear that he should leave the field if there is some sort of discomfort, because they cannot allow the players to harm or injure themselves by carrying on with an injury. To his disliking is leaving the pitch. The substitute goalkeeper should be ready by now. They have Mohammad Musa and Abbas Ali, two of them, but ultimately Rizwan, the captain of Real LONA, is discouraged. Well, let us hope that he's all right and doesn't aggravate his injury. Great shielding of the ball from the defender there. Doesn't budge under pressure. Vedant missed a glorious chance early on. The nature of the scoreline certainly gives Real LONA a lot of scope to have a comeback, to even win this game from this situation. Who knows? But it just, well, Micah strikes that brutally as Vedant adds a goal to his tally. For a goalkeeper that has made so many brilliant saves, Rizwan Ali concedes one of the poorest there. It was straight at him, went right underneath his legs. A straightforward goal, a poor goal to concede for Real Lona. 2 down for nothing now. That comes as an assist for Shibu Sani, adding up to his goal. One more break on the cards, but the defense falling back in numbers. And the barrage floodgates might just open now as Real Lona are looking susceptible at the back. Juggernaut piling more pressure. Fine pace from Shivam Yadav, only to be dispossessed. But look at that grit to win it back. He has an option on the right flank. Tries to go alone. Shibu. Vedant now the goal scorer. The skipper asked him to make a run. That's brilliant futsal there. Very good passing. You could literally see Aman instruct him to make the run and finding him with a brilliant pass only for Vedant to fluff his finish. Here he is on the ball. Brings Aman into play. The shot from right side. The angle was tight. He needed something better. And Real Lona at the minute are struggling to at least keep hold of the ball. Suhail Ali, a couple of players down with injuries, but they're getting on. They do have options on the bench, so I'm not sure what is holding the coach back from making the changes. It's perhaps the players' determination to go on. Ashish Rana took it down well, but there was just too much pace on that cross as the ball bobbles out of play. Aman now into Shivam. We've already seen his good footwork, winning free kicks and beating players with ease. Suhail Ali. Real Lona. The rotations have been brilliant from Juggernaut. They made passing really simple in this game by having those 3 minutes, 2 at the back and the middle 3. Well, that was an awkward pass. A chance to did something better. The strike was off target. Malhar Shah still not needed to make a serious save on the day. On the right side, we'll have a pop at goal the second time. Keeper makes a fine save. And he gives the ball away almost. Chaos in the back line of Real Lona. They're just asking questions of each other. Well, it is a corner after all. Remember, they conceded from the previous corner and they might just do this time, but good couple of blocks prevent the third goal. And they're just happy clearing it. They're feeling the heat of the Juggernaut now in front of them. I mean, for no reason, they're not on the top of the table. A side with 25 goals, certainly showing why they are where they are. Vedant waiting for the ball. Rudra Chetri under a lot of pressure, and that is a third foul for Real Lona. Sleepwalking towards the dreaded fifth foul. I think they're just being too physical. It was poor decision making from Zulfikar, the substitute. He knew he was beaten. Just tried to drag the player down. Another corner for Juggernaut. A good block this time. Can they break comfortably? The answer is no. It is those rotations once again. Despite that, Real Lona are unable to snatch the ball away. That's a loose ball. Rudra spreads it down for Aman. He can go for goal from that distance, but doesn't fancy it. Finding passes way too easily now. Through the crowd for Aman. A good block. The players just angry at each other for not closing the gaps well. It's all too easy for Juggernaut. And they kick in quickly. Through the gap. Shibu free in the middle. And he ends up fouling Mohammad Hasnain. That was building all day long. The pair involved in a lot of tackles, but this one looks malicious. There was a lot of excessive force as well. The second strike for Juggernaut. Cleared straight towards Shibu. Rudran Hasnain going for it yet again. The number 3 has been involved in everything. They're asking him to go long, despite the long passes not going their way just like this. Rizwan Ali wasn't comfortable with receiving that pass. I think the players should just make it clear to each other that the long balls aren't working. They need to come up with something better. Meanwhile, this is a good steal from Hasnain, but he cannot have some time to get his shot away. As the players collide into each other at the end of it all. It's all happening here at the Manoj Sarkar Stadium. After a fantastic steal, Hasnain thought he was clear. But a very good tackle preventing him. Janish onto the court again. Shibu holds it down brilliantly. Janish's shot Will take a deflection, will come out for Aman. And that is a poor effort from the captain. He is desperate for a goal today, isn't he? Has had 5 or 6 shots to his name. Flicked by Aman himself. Well, that is the closest Malhar has come to making a save. Well, what a target man he is. He's holding down everything brilliantly. Lovely pass through the middle. The idea was right, but the execution just letting them down. Aman, his own touch. Well, that was one of the poorest touches he'll ever have. He was under no pressure. Here's the touch going out of play. Chip towards the far corner. It's an easy interception for the opposition. Sunny goes for goal. Real LONA, can they at least try and get something on a quick break? Muhammad Musa now. An acrobatic intervention will only lead in a corner. The laughs between Real LONA players. I think he tried to pump it forward, but the ball takes deflection and goes straight in behind for a corner. But you can only laugh at those situations when things are not going your way. From well outside, Rudra going for goal. Another block will win them a corner. The players are still pumped up. Real LONA, they believe they can get something. The step number 1 is resolute defending. Do not concede another goal till the half time at least. And he strikes the crossbar. Aman Shah. A lovely effort on his left foot. Swung his left boot like a golfer and caught the crossbar as the goalkeeper was completely beaten. Once again, Shibu Sunny. Well, he is asking for a foul. Doesn't get it. It's 1v1. Musa has support. Can he go for goal? Well, that was a half-baked attempt. Mohammad Hussain, the goal scorer, the lone goal scorer for Real LONA in the previous game, tried to flick it on goal. Just gets it wide. Hassanin. That was half a chance for Real LONA, I have to say. Hussain was almost close to flicking it on target. And it all started after Shibu Sunny was again manhandled in the opposition half. Aman's effort will be a restart. Well, both the goalkeepers playing some catch there. That's a fantastic pass from Aman, but for some reason, Rudra Chetri loses his footing completely. Well, that should have been 3-0 certainly. And it still could be. Rudra, could you believe it? The number 5 had an empty net. He tried to go for the volley. I thought the header was the right option there. Well, Juggernaut are missing some quality chances towards the end of the first half. How costly will it be? Asking too much of Iftikhar. He was just not able to hold the ball down. Real LONA shooting themselves in the foot. Ball misses everyone. I think they have to just slow the game down because that's what's happening. Their opponents are getting onto everything, pressing them tightly, not giving them freedom to breathe at least. Another long ball, but this time Hassanin cannot win the duel. That's been the story of the day. Real Lona need to change a lot in the second half. Once again, Mansha was chasing his own touch. Good awareness from Sachin to keep the ball. It is alive for Rudra now, has support. Janish cannot find the cross there. Rudra from outside, easily dealt with by the defender. They have numbers at the back. But that is some poor play. Real Lona, finally they have a chance to go forward. The goalkeeper makes a save now. That was a certified shot on target, wasn't it? Towards the end of the half, Real Lona mustering some courage to be bold. That was Iftikhar Hussain with a shot on target. Malhar really didn't have to react much. It was straight at him, just flinched an arm. Shooting from well outside. Well, could you believe it? That is another infringement there. This is just silly from Real Luna. Every time you think they're taking a couple of steps forward, they're just going behind. And now they have a break. That is a foul, a third sin for Juggernaut. I think it was pretty obvious. They could have been clearly on a 2v1. Didn't want to take the risk. Ends up conceding it. Rudra Chetri, the lively figure, missed a couple of good chances. And now has conceded a free kick. Hasnain trying slowly to advance into attack. Does get there, but the defense won't let them rest easily. Aman keeps the ball alive for his side. Into the final minute of the first half. Iftikhar, under pressure from Rudra, cannot keep it anywhere, but they still have a chance. This is some lovely football. Futsal, beg your pardon. Nailing the passes to perfection after a long time. Real Lona are just finding some sort of momentum before the break. They've had their first shot on target. They're stitching passes together, finding those gaps between Juggernaut's defense. The break might be coming at the wrong time for them, but let me tell you, there is a lot of time in the second half for them to change things. Shibusani was interested to come on, but I believe that he knows this is half time and he can do it later. Hasnain keeping the ball alive. Blocked and out for a kick in. Final 10 seconds. Can they have a dramatic finish to the half? A goal certainly changes the complexion of the game. Taken to the centre back who will go for goal. Well, this certainly is not working. They're just being driven farther and farther into their own half. I think we'll chip it. Well, appeals from everyone. The referee does not budge, gives his decision in favor of Real Lona. Chance to go for goal, but a very good read. And on the break, that could have been some end there had the ball gone in. But as the hooter goes, Juggernaut with a comfortable 2-0 lead going into the break against Real Lona Football Club. Well, a lot happened. Juggernaut started the game strongly, had plenty of chances to take the lead, but Rizwan Ali was making save after save. It was the man with the golden touch, Shibu Sani, who opened the scoring with his ninth goal of the tournament. And then Rizwan, after making so many brilliant saves, ended up leaving one simple and tame shot from Vedant to make it 2-0. That was all. Before the break, Real Lona were gathering momentum. How much can they use it in the second half? We will find out. Juggernaut dominating the stats, dominating the game. 60% possession, 11 shots, 7 on target, and the brilliance of the goalkeeper Rizwan Ali with 5 saves, just keeping the scoreline at 2-0. Real Lona, only 3 shots for them, 1 on target coming in the dying minute. They will be desperate to make it better. Both sides escape the sin bin with just 3 fouls each. How will they fare in the second half? We will find out. Welcome back to the second half action round. Will it be one-way traffic or can real Lona make some real impact? Attacking from right to left of your screen in white and blue. A real Lona and attacking from left to right of the screen in maroon and with a comfortable lead. Our Juggernaut FC sitting on top of Group A as things stand and will comfortably march on to the next round. There's a lot of height on it. Malhar Shah makes the save. Now on a lightning quick counter. That is a good arm by Rizwan Ali. Well, things picking up very nicely for Juggernaut from where they left off. Another shot, a desperate block. Well, we just thought Real Lona turned the corner just before half time, but in the second half, it is more of the same from Juggernaut. A relentless start already. That was a simple pass miscued. Shivam Yadav not up to the speed already. Iftikhar unable to keep the ball in play. Janish and Aman, they have been the back two for almost the entirety of the game. They have been pretty solid, haven't they? The rotations, the passing, and the awareness, especially to nip any counters in the bud. Once again, there is no problem dealing with those crosses. Janish, Shibusani making a late run now, but the execution was all wrong. Just when Shibu was making the run, Janish passed it to his feet. And once again, long ball dealt with comfortably. Here is Shibu, he will go for goal. That was off target. Already aiming to reach double figures for goals this edition. He's running away with that golden boot. The players in the second place can only watch him fly away with the award. 9 goals in 2.5 games and counting. It's certainly allowed to make it 10 in 3. Shivam, with the players cluttering onto the same ball that maybe there ruined the momentum. It was Shivam Yadav's ball. Aman got in his way and decided to take a shot. It once again underlines the troubles Real Lona are having. That was a schoolboy mistake from Mohammad Hasnain. Unable to keep the ball in play. And now just tries to slide it into the net. Just inches away from being 3-0. Rizwan Ali complaining about the court. Shivam Yadav getting away from one defender. Look at this quick and tricky feet he has got. The most impressive baller on the court today. Shibu dropping deep. Has support in the skipper. Here he's once again peeling to the left side. Aman rescues the situation, sends the shot in, and it will be a restart. Well, they shouldn't be wasting that much time. And look how easy that is. Shibusani, can he power his shot? For some reason, he hesitates, but inevitably hits the crossbar next. As they cannot keep the attack alive, Shivam tries to pull it inside. The crossbar has been rattled twice. First by Rudra Chetri. And the skipper Aman Shah himself, and now by Shibusani. Rolls it towards the middle. Both the players engaged with each other. The referee not spotting any wrongdoing there as he lets the play slide. Aman keeping it in play. Iftikhar will snatch it, but the follow-up pass was very poor from the youngster. Strays it just out of play. Well, that hurts you the most. Under no pressure, just kicking it to no one. That's a lovely find from Aman, but the receiver was not on his wavelength. Janish puts pressure, and Aman closes the situation out with an interception. Real Lona into the opposition half after an eternity. Using the slow build up, Suhail Ali. Well, the players are stationary. This sums it up, and Shibu Sani could almost make it 3-0, and he does make it 3-0. A brace for himself. That sums up Real Lona's game. Giving the ball away tamely, they were out of fight, and Shibu Sani will not say no to such gifts. Play through on goal, only the goalkeeper to beat. A clinical finish on his right foot. What a lovely finish that was. Rizwan Ali stood no chance at his near post. 10th goal of the tournament for Shibu Sani. That golden boot might certainly be in his back pocket already. If you are the coach of Real Lona, Judon Dominic D'Souza will be feeling the heat there because that was such a poor goal to concede. They were on top of the situation. They had the ball. The pass was so astray and the defense failed to react. You could not make this up, could you? A very, very poor goal to concede for Real Lona, and Juggernaut are on their way towards 3 more points. It looked like 3 wins in 3 games for them, and they might comfortably top the group. Skipping away from challenges, but Shivam Yadav could not control his momentum as the ball bobbles out. Kashif trying to make his way through the bodies. Despite going down, keeps the ball. Good spirit there from the number 7 of Real Lona. Hassanin. I think this should be the target. That's a fine spin from Kashif. Goes for goal. Draws a save from Malhar. The goalkeeper makes a lightning quick distribution. Very good glimpse that, especially Kashif Hussain impressing. A lovely turn, getting away from pressure and then fighting it. Real Lona on the ball now. Would love to see a goal from them, even if it is a consolation because they are struggling in this game. One goal would lift their spirits a lot. Let me remind you, these sides playing at this tournament, Real Lona still searching for their first win. Shivam has a great chance. The back foot tried to flick it towards his teammate. Vedant there. Tried to be too slick. Here he is once again. Has support. Will seek it. Janish. The calm presence of Aman Shah. Look how calm they are. They're not worried at all. They're just passing the ball casually, waiting for the gaps to open up. And when it does, they will strike. A chance to break quickly, but they just cannot do it. Aman keeping it alive. Only for Kashif to somehow end up with the ball after all those shenanigans. Shift towards the goal. Acrobatically keeps it alive. The goalkeeper comes out a long way. Janish, he was interested in it. He thought he had a clear shot, but he was denied in the last minute. Gives a lot of power on that corner. Will go out straight for a kick in. Kashif Hussain has been the bright spark for them. Another good roulette there. For a game full of skills, we have seen very few from Real Lona, so it's refreshing to see the number 7 enjoy his time out on the pitch. Juggernaut have been about consistency and efficiency. They're doing the basics right. They're finding the passes. They're finding the shots. They're finding the tackles well. They're not flashy. They're just going for efficiency over anything today. Malhar Shah donning the armband now. Has been called very little into action, but here is a chance for him to save something. But Real Lona cannot have it. Juggernaut on another break. Janish trying to make the run, but a very good slide tackle. And another block to prevent a fourth goal. That is a goal kick, says the referee. It's a restart, you have to say. Iftikhar trying to spin around. Ultimately gets met with a tackle. But good support coming in from Mohammad Musa. Here is Hassanain trying to knock it past the defender, who puts in a perfect slide tackle. Janish, good timing as well. Almost halfway through the second half, no fouls. Let me remind you, both sides accumulated 3 each in the first period. It is very pleasant to see the game flow without many breaks and many fouls. Another shot on target. This time, Malhar Shah is up for the task. Kashif Hussain, that was. It was a difficult volley. But the number 7, the lone bright spot, impresses yet again. Well, a corner taken so deeply. Still managed to keep the ball. Janish will be tempted to go for goal, but that is some good footwork from him as well. A chance for Real Lona to break, but look at the hunger. Shivam Yadav comes back. And another excellent tackle. Nothing of wrong intention there, says the referee. Great hunger this is from Juggernaut. They're 3-0 up. They're not only trying to score goals, they're also trying to prevent it. The entire team tracking back to help the defense. Something we love to see. Real Lona just cannot catch a break here. That should have been a simple pass to his feet, but Ashish Rana could not get there. Shivam Yadav has been the baller for Juggernaut. It has been his opposite number, Kashif Hussain. For Real Lona, I have to say. Shibusani off the court. He will be hunting records. Another hat trick, perhaps. He will get his chance in the last 5 or 10 minutes, perhaps even against more tired legs, to complete his impressive third hat trick. He has scored 3 in the opener, 5 in the second game, and now on a hat trick now. A month's pass, he pretty much had no idea who was where, but still managed to pick out a teammate. Such is their passing proficiency today. A team true and well on top of the game. A couple of delays, but Juggernaut will get the play underway. Well blocked on the goal line. A chance to break for real Lona, but once again it is Shivam Yadav's tenacity. He has been brilliant, a pocket of energy, running from corner to corner. Finding the passes perfectly. Cannot keep the ball in play though. Rizwan Ali finds his teammate, but that's the story. They're able to win the first balls, but the second ones aren't going their way at all. Musa. Here he is. I think they have to charge out of defense instead of go for a long pass. Look at the spaces. They're being pressed in threes. The long pass is simply not the right tactic to use there. And once again, Real Lona fall in the same trap. They're unable to control the spaces and territories well. They're simply resorting to long ball, and that is the first foul. It comes from Shivam Yadav. He sees a yellow card. The referee had nothing much to do than book him. That was a clear breach. Here is the first accumulated foul of the day, of the second half, you have to say. As Kashiv restarts the play. Now the header goes astray. Juggernaut, it looks like they were tired of the heavy scoring games as well. Let us just talk through about the tournament, the history, and what's on offer today. The fourth edition of the AIFF Futsal Cup Championship, the highest level of futsal tournament in India, has been running since 3 years. Delhi were the inaugural winners, Minerva Academy winning the second edition, and Corbett lifting their first title last year. This time, the quest for glory in the fourth edition is well underway. Tournament bigger than ever. 17 teams split into 4 groups. Our Group A having 5 teams, and the remaining 3 groups with 4 teams each. And as always, the tournament takes place in a single leg round robin format, each team playing against others once in the group stages. It's a fine shot. The ball struck underneath everyone. Shibusani cannot keep the ball. Our Group A has Juggernaut FC, Real Lona, alongside Minerva, Triumph, and Afuyemi. Winners and runners from each group would qualify to the quarterfinals, meaning 8 teams to the quarters, and then it's a knockout format. Quarters, semis, and then ultimately the glory game, the finals of the Futsal Club Championship for the 24-25 season. Juggernaut has been smooth sailing for them, generally in teams of 5, in groups of 5 teams. Each team gets 4 games. This is their third, and a victory here would certainly see them cruise to the quarterfinals. The final decision, the final spot might still depend, but I would put my money on them finishing it as group winners. Now that's a brilliant steal from Hasnain from behind, but he just cannot keep it under his spell. Juggernaut have been in devastating form. The first game, they have thumped the champions of 22-23 edition, Minerva 8-2. And Afuyemi in the next game felt their wrath 17-4. It was a decimation. In comparison, this game, a 3-0 scoreline going this far in the game, might be telling you about the credit of this side, Real Lona in the opposite corner. Real Lona played only once. They drew 1-1 against Triumph. Not a heavy goal scoring team, but this defensive performance will certainly bring a joy because the 2 goals they've conceded were very poor and individual mistakes. If you discount it, they've put up a spirited show. Rizwan Ali had to deal with it in the last minute. Well, you can see the corner. So with the group runners having a chance to go through to the quarters as well, I think all the sides would start fighting for the second spot. Real Lona, after drawing their first game, are certainly crashing to a defeat in the second, meaning they need a couple of wins in the next 2 games, and this will be the second accumulated foul for Real Lona. That was blatant shirt pulling from Zulfikar. And there is a yellow card out from the referee. Zulfikar himself, that was not for the foul, I guess something on the lines of dissent that he showed towards the referee. Trying to keep it alive, Juggernaut. With most certainly first spot and quarterfinal spot sealed, They would love to rotate in the final group game, wouldn't they? Real Lona won't have any such luxury. They know that they need 2 wins to qualify for the quarters. They need to find some goal scoring touch because in the first game they've only scored one, and in this game they have not come incredibly close to scoring as well. The forwards Ashish Rana, Iftikhar Hussain have to take responsibility, and I think they should start putting more trust in the mercurial number 7 Kashif Hussain. His skills will certainly be an asset on the stage. That was a poor pass from a restart. Now Rudra Chetri gets taken down. He concedes another foul. This is petty. This is foul for foul. That is very cynical tackle from Rudra. He was fouled in the first place, didn't get a call, retaliates with another poor tackle. You just cannot let your emotions get the better of you on this field. Pump towards the right flank. Zulfikar couldn't get there. That's a lovely chip towards Janish, but the midfielder Suhail Ali reading it well. However, that good of a read is wasted by his inability to keep it in play. Fine recovery from Rudra. And Mohammad Hasnain taking no risks as he clears the ball out of play with a lot of venom. Into the final 5 minutes of the game, it looks like the score line has been accepted by both the sides. Juggernaut not really pressing to score another goal, but when they get an opportunity, they will certainly not pass it up. And Real Lona almost running out of steam. They're just waiting for the full-time hooter to go. They will regroup in the next encounter. They certainly know there are better opportunities for taking rather than swim against the current right now. Despite that, trying to get a consolation, but nothing's going for them as Ashish Rana cannot get on the end of that ambitious throw from Rizwan Ali. Trying to play it short. I think this is a deliberate tactic. Real Lona are forcing. Beg your pardon, that was Juggernaut forcing Real Lona to go long. They know that they can win all the long balls and duels, so they're just baiting the opposition into using the long ball. It's just extremely tough conditions to play futsal, being an opponent against this side. They're creating the pressure, suffocating them. Rudra gets away, rounds the goalkeeper, but cannot gather enough time to find the finish. That is how simple they're making futsal look like now. Back to the goalkeeper. Well, that was a back pass, and it could be very costly. From just outside the edge of the box, of the circle. Janish has a couple of options. I think the instruction, you could pretty much guess it from here. Shibu Sani saying, probably I want it for my hat-trick mate. And you can bet your money that is going to be the same ploy. But he does go for goal directly. And the decoy works at Jenny Sinrana. Makes it 4-0. Striking directly. That was the mind game working well. Everybody expected for him to find a pass to Shibu Sani on a hat-trick. The dummy was even, he was going to pass, but he changed his momentum in the last minute to fire it through Rizwan. He'll be pretty much disappointed to see one squeeze past him again. Pass through the middle, the defender willfully ignores it. Krishna Raj, the substitute, seeing minutes in the dying embers of the game. Janish under pressure, almost gets caught out, but there is defensive aid for him. Rudra to Vedant. Look at that, there are almost 3 men coming behind, and the front two are rotating excellently to always create spaces for them. Towards the goalkeeper, Malhar Shah, picking up his first clean sheet of the tournament. Despite those strong 8-2 and 17-4 performances, they've not kept a clean sheet. This time, they'll be very happy seeing the defense click. Especially the work ethic has to be appreciated from Shivam Yadav, Jenny Shah, Shibu Sani, Rudra Chetri, everyone coming back in numbers to save the defense and protect Malhar Shah and the goal. A good clean sheet, a fine goal scoring performance, almost a perfect outing for them. Yes, those are not high scoring games, but they will take efficient games over the high scoring ones. And it is going to be a timeout. Perhaps Real Lona called it. Heading into the final 3 minutes. Maybe the dock will be to save goal difference, try to get a goal, go all guns out blazing, or perhaps not concede another and try to maintain the status quo as we near the final hooter. Certainly don't think we'll be seeing another timeout because Juggernaut are in a real hurry to get home and relax and start preparing for the next round, for the quarters and knockouts they'll be facing. It's a matter of survival for Real Lona now. These final 3 minutes, they either put everything into defending their goal to not let their goal difference worsen, or try to score a goal by putting everyone forward. What's it going to be? From Judon Dominic D'Souza's men. Chip straight out of play has been the theme. They've utterly failed in their long passes today. The tactic needs to be given a long and hard rethink. Because once you realize that's not working, you better bin that at the end of the game and try for something else. Short passes, incisive 1-2s, triangles. You could come up with a lot of tactics on this futsal court. But a long ball that has been failing cannot go on for long. Rudra Chetri almost finds the bottom corner. Good effort from his left foot. And here he is once again intercepting the long ball from behind. Rudra. K2 Fernandez. Haven't seen a lot of him. Has come on as a late substitute and almost picks up an assist. That's a superb ball. Krishnaraj nearly getting his first goal, and meanwhile there's been an altercation. It's the substitute Mohammad Hussain. Both the players going into each other. Well, I don't think that was necessary from Hussain. It's always the reaction that gets a bigger punishment than the first act that starts the bout. We've seen plenty of times, even during the infamous Marco Materazzi Zinedine Zidane headbutt, it was not the first reaction that caught everyone's eyeballs. It was Zinedine Zidane's headbutt. The first tackle might be provoking, but they just simply cannot react that way on a court or football ground. As a result, Mohammad Hussain goes into the book as well. The only goal scorer for them at this tournament, as it stands after 2 games. A late corner. Can they make it a 5-star performance? Rudra on his left foot strikes the outside side netting. A lot of power, nothing else on that. Headed towards goal. Malhar has no complaints. And on the turn, it's 3 versus 1. They have options everywhere. And they do make it 5. It's Fernandez. In a short and sweet cameo, adds a goal to his name. That was a fast break. 3 versus 1. The pass into his path on the left flank. Opened his body up and rolled it into the bottom corner. You could see the frustration. Kasif Hussain kicking the goal away. After the goal, it is all too easy for Juggernaut. 5-0. Final 2 minutes remain. It just cannot go more wrong for Real LONA. They just need to keep their heads high. Juggernaut have been the team of the tournament so far. No point in losing your heads after losing to the best team. They have winnable games in the next 2. Just focus on that and go for the bigger picture. Of course, it is tough to take a 5-0 loss, but they have to just take a moment and realize the score lines of Juggernaut's previous 2 games and compare themselves and how better they have done in comparison. Malhar quickly restarting it. They are hungry for the 6th. Rudra wants it. Fails to sort his feet out. The ball was rolling. Well, these are the minutes. They cannot do these errors. It could get very ugly in the final 1.5 minute. More substitutions for Juggernaut. It's the bench eager to make an impact. Kushal. Palash. Is there a mistake? Hasnain pressing him hard. And there is a mistake from the newcomers. Kushal giving the ball away. Fine interception from Sachin. Can the newcomers combine, but they lose the ball there. Hasnain cannot keep it in play though. Another quick counter, chance to go for goal. Kushal turning onto his left, gets the shot just narrowly wide. Now the referee calling for a restart. A fourth accumulated foul, is it? Final 1 minute. They do not want to do anything silly. Just let the game close out. There is Palash. A lot of power behind that finish. And Real Lona with a quick restart. Wanting to get something, but they just can't get a kick in now. Look at the referee making dash in the 40th minute towards that far corner of the pitch. Great stamina, you have to say, from the man. Did it take a deflection? No, says the referee, and it is going to be a change in goal for Juggernaut. Malhar Shah, the skipper, after keeping his first clean sheet, will leave the field for the final 30 seconds for Satyam, the substitute goalkeeper. Sachin now in defense to Palash. Has had a shot after coming on. Now another hopeful effort. Will be a quick restart. That is good piece of skill and great determination from Kushal, but he will just run out of room. Iftikhar Hussain once again losing a duel sums up the day. Trying too many things and nothing working out. One final chance. Can Hasnain go for goal? It will be a kick in. They have to go for goal. They have no other option. And there goes the final hooter. Juggernaut FC, like a true Juggernaut, make it 3-3. A 5-star performance. A brace for their starman Shibu Sani, who moves on to 10 goals as the Golden Boot leading contender now. And Jenish Singh Rana was on target as well, alongside Vedant and Fernandez off the bench late in the game. It was one-way traffic in the first half. There was a bit of a fight from Real Lona in the second, but as the game progressed, they clearly lost their energy and was swatted aside by Juggernaut. 3 wins, 3 games. They are most certainly going into the quarterfinals as group winners from Group A. One final group stage game awaits them, but I think it'll be full of rotation and testing new tactics as they prepare for knockouts. Real Lona are just halfway through the group stages. They have a couple of games coming up. They must win 2 now. They're in the must-win territory to make sure they make it to the quarters as runners-up at the very least. It's a result that is expected against a side in form. They just have to put it behind them and start practicing hard and long again. Full-time result at the Manoj Sarkar Stadium is Real Lona 0, Juggernaut FC 5. We have a little stat attack coming your way. I think it'll make justice to Juggernaut's dominance. 62% possession, 21 shots, incredibly 12 on target, 5 of them on goal. Yellow card apiece for both sides. The second half has been more calmer when it comes to accumulated fouls for Juggernaut. Real Lona almost walking on the dangerous line of 4 in the second period. Their goalkeeper pulling incredible 7 saves. And Malhar Shah of Juggernaut making a solitary save on his way to his first clean sheet of the tournament. Real Lona have a lot to improve. They will most certainly improve. And Juggernaut will relax for now before the quarters. Do not go anywhere. We have plenty of action lined up for you. As this game ends, Real Lona Football Club nil, Juggernaut FC 5. It's Bhawanipur FC taking on Golazo Football Club in the match number 7 at 5 p.m. Stay tuned for all the live action. Till then, this is your host.